morning and the weekend's here, and I've been working like a dog. I just can't wait to hit that lake, reel me in a hog. So I call up the boss, said, listen, hoss, I ain't making it to the station. It's a mighty fine day and I'm itching to play. I'm gonna start my Fishucation.
Welcome to Fishucation. Whether you're a pro or an average angler, this is the show where we bring back to the basics. Our host, Robin Amia, has been around the fishing industry for his entire life, with a multitude of experiences from backwood creeks to the Great Lakes, coast-to-coast amateur to pro fishing. The man to bring you the information to all your Fishucation needs. And here's your host.
Welcome to Fishucation, and today's guest is Gord Hinks from Hunters Bay Marine. And Hunters Bay Marine has been around for as long as I can remember. Gord's been there for many, many years. They've got some wonderful docking. They represent Triton boats, Mercury Motors, Legend boats, Mercury Motors again. And for pretty much all your boating needs over there on Hunters Bay, which is part of Lake Nippising, Gord's the man to go and talk to. How's it going today, Gord?
Pretty good for a Monday.
Pretty good for a Monday. Okay. I guess after the weekend, your doors get kind of busy on Monday mornings.
It's kind of related to the weather, and we had a beautiful weekend. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, besides being there, and you guys have developed your own marina with your own docking, and you got, I don't know how many boat slips you got in there, but you got quite a few. And you've got quite a following of various types of anglers that come into your place and get their boats serviced and buy boats from you and stuff like that. You're also quite an avid angler, and you get out there on Nippising quite a bit. Now, I know you've got muskie, walleye, bass. What's your preferred species to go after, Gord?
Generally, if I'm fishing, if I had my choice, I would probably go fishing for bass. Close second is likely pike.
Okay. So you're not one of the big diehard fish of a 10,000 cast muskie guys then?
As much as I'd like to fish a ton, I just don't really have the time to. If I go fishing and only see a fish in the course of the day, that's not enough for me. I just don't get enough time on the water to do that.
Okay.
I can catch them.
Yeah. Okay. So now out of bass, I know Nippising has largemouth and smallmouth, but smallmouth seem to be the predominant or major target out there. But there are areas for largemouth, and I've heard, and I know I've caught them in the past, some good-sized largemouth. But what are some of the, I would say, average sizes of smallmouth that, say, the average guy could go out there and get?
I'm going to say if both largemouth and smallmouth have gotten bigger in the last little while, and I would say your average size out of Nippising, a 3-pounder is real common. More common if you're fishing all day for bass and you're on a good school, you're going to catch some 3-pounders for sure. And if you get even just a little bit lucky, you'll probably catch a 4. Okay,
and there's enough of them around that they're not really that hard to locate. Pretty much any shoreline, rock, shoal around a lot of the islands. I guess that would be some of the good starting points if they were to launch out of your facilities.
Exactly. And the other nice thing with Nippising is they don't really turn off. You may have a hard time catching large fish, but I've never seen a day where you couldn't go out and catch some bass. So maybe it's a 2-pound bite instead of a big fish bite, but they don't. They can be a little bit sluggish if you're looking for big ones, but I've never seen a day where you couldn't go out and have some fun and catch a bunch of bass.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, you know what, Gord? I really want to thank you for coming on the show today and for taking the time with us. We'll definitely have you on again. Now, I know the Temiskaming Smallmouth Bass Series hosts a tournament out of your site, which would be a little bit later this summer. And we just wanted to let the people to come out, and weigh-ins are going to be at your facilities on Hunters Bay. And I know some of the sponsors are giving away gifts for spectators and stuff like that. And usually you guys have a pretty good showing and pretty good following out there for that tournament, don't you?
It's probably one of their bigger fields, and especially because they launch here, we're in a very sheltered, protected bay, so it gives everybody a fair opportunity, so to speak, where they don't have to have a big boat and run the big water to get lots of fish, because there are lots of fish right here in the bay, both large and smallmouth.
Okay.
In some cases, people have actually won the tournament and not left the bay.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's awesome. Okay, we're just about up at the 6-minute time limit, and I got to give some time for our sponsors because they're the ones that pay for the show to be on the air. Anyways, I thank you again, Gord, and we'll have you on again. And
take care.
Okay, thanks a lot, Gord. We'll be talking to you soon.
The answer is revealed throughout evolution. Bass instinctively and aggressively attack egg-robbing turtles. The question is, what took so long to make the lure? Bombshell turtle, your missing link to catching more and bigger fish. The bombshell turtle is available in 3-inch size and 12 natural colors.
Mona's Fish on Bait and Tackle, located in Elk Lake, Ontario.
Your outdoor lifestyle brand.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticksandstones.ca.
Strike Pro, casting into the future, the secret weapon of your tackle box. Strike Pro lures have been the choice of many anglers around the world and have won many fishing tournaments and competitions worldwide. Whether you're a tournament pro or a recreational angler, don't go fishing without lures from Strike Pro. Remember, limit your catch and release for the future.
Mona's Fish on Bait and Tackle, located in Elk Lake, Ontario. Featuring the best quality in live bait and tackle. Give them a call at 1-705-678-1155. Again, that's Mona's Fish on Bait and Tackle, 1-705-678-1155 in Elk Lake, Ontario. Featuring the best quality in live bait and tackle. Give them a call at 1-705-678-1155. Again, that's Mona's Fish on Bait and Tackle, 1-705-678-1155 in Elk Lake, Ontario.
Eagle Claw fish hooks, an American tradition and excellence that generations of fishermen have known to be the world's finest for over 60 years. That same technology goes into every Eagle Claw rod from the handle to the tip, and we make a rod for every fishing need. While you're not apt to ever have a problem with an Eagle Claw rod, you can be sure that we'll be there if you do. We're Eagle Claw of Denver. Eagle Claw rods are available at better sporting goods dealers worldwide.
New generation anglers
live on the water.
They want lures that entice strikes
and last all day just like they do.
Because one more cast is never the last.
The feeling of the hook set, day or night, open or hard water. Nugent lures catch fish forever.
Visit Nugent.com and hook one on today.
Hi folks, welcome back to Fishucation, and we're going to bring you Angler's Insight, brought to you by River Run Resort in Susquehanna, Ontario, on Highway 11, not far from Kirkland Lake, Ontario. There you can get home-cooked meals. They've got a bar, wonderful outdoor patio. They're catered to snowmobilers, boaters, campers. They've got some rooms for rent and a wonderful lake that's stocked up with walleye, northern pike, and smallmouth bass that are second to none for northern lakes. Just come on in and ask for Shirley, and she'll make you as welcome as she would her own family. Just remember, that's River Runs Resort in Susquehanna, Ontario.
Welcome back to Fishucation, and you got Rob and Amiot here, and today's guest is Corey Vely, and Corey's quite the avid fisherman. He's from Englehart, Ontario, which is northeastern Ontario. And I guess, Corey, if you could live on the water, you pretty much would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I know we were just talking about some recipes for smoking and preparing fish, and you've got some there that you're doing some fish, canning up some fish right now. And, now what I want to do is get you to talk a little bit. I know we were out on Larder Lake, and we were getting walleye and bass the day that we were out, and a few northerns here and there. But mainly what we were doing was the pattern seemed to be crankbaits and anything of a brighter, flashier color. Your chrome and silvers, chrome and blues, a little bit of clown. But do you want to maybe go over a little bit the explanation of like what we were looking for and how we come down to realize what was holding fish and what wasn't?
When we had went out, we started on our rocky shorelines, didn't get a whole lot. We then moved into rocks and wood, and that seemed to be holding all of our bass and pickerel. Did extremely well anyway, so casting the shore and dragging out.
Okay, now I'm just going to elaborate a little bit because, when you say rock and wood, it was pretty specific. What we were looking for was basically broken rock, anywhere from rocks like 12 to 18 inches in diameter type of thing. And we were looking for logs, not just stumps sitting there, but actual logs and laydowns that was kind of mixed in with the rock. And it had to have some kind of a bit of a drop off from that 2 foot down to that 6 foot range. If my memory serves me correct, isn't that what we were looking for?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, and it was mainly on the windswept sides.
Yeah, we never had anything outside of the windswept sides. If it was calm, there was no fish.
Okay, and basically what we were doing was we were casting out. I wouldn't say shallow diving, but stuff that would go down about 2-3 feet, maybe 6 feet maximum. And we weren't using an overly fast retrieve. We were just like casting it out and bringing it in with almost a stop and go type of action, and just enough to keep the baits moving. And it seemed like the fish were hitting when we had that stop and go action. Is that pretty much what you remember when we were out?
Yeah, it sounds pretty close to what we were doing. It was a little while ago, so it's tough to remember, but
yeah. Well, I guess you've caught a lot of fish in the meantime.
I've been out lots.
Yeah. Now you were telling me just the other night you went out to you took one of your smaller tin boats out to Little Puddle Lake, and you want to get into describing a little bit about what you found just before dark and what kind of action you were having?
It was right before dark. All the bugs were on top of the water, and the smallmouth were just everywhere. It didn't matter, right beside the boat, 100 feet away, and with every cast there was a smallmouth ranging from 3 to 5 pounds hitting the line, from topwater jigs and crankbaits.
Okay, were you using any topwater stuff?
We used some plugs, yeah.
Okay, and like were they really blowing up on it, or just coming up and just grabbing it?
A few of them would blow up, but for the most part, they're just coming up and grabbing it. A lot of missed strikes, but still fun nonetheless.
Okay, and like for mid-June, right after the spawn, topwater is probably one of the most productive baits, especially early morning and late evening. But it can also be productive all day long if you've got the right situation and the right pattern.
I think that topwater would do well all day long.
Okay. Now, what kind of water depths were you in?
When they were really exploding, it was ranging from 4 feet to 17 feet, and they were rising everywhere.
Okay, so you were pulling them up even from deep water coming right up then?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's like how? Okay, what was there? Just a couple of you guys out, or?
Yeah, there was just 2 of us out.
Okay, and how many fish do you figure you caught in a matter of like a couple hours?
We were there probably 4 hours. We had at least 40 smallmouth bass and numerous pike, one being 10 pounds.
Okay, so, and they were all being caught basically the same way on the same pattern?
Yeah, well, half of them I'd say were probably all jigs, just a 1/4 ounce jig head with a 4-inch yellow twister tail. And then the rest of them were in the last half hour of fishing, just on a feeding frenzy.
Really awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to have to get out to that lake with you because we're going to have to get out and play with some top water. That's probably...
If we can't get your boat out there, we'll take my tin can.
Okay, well, not a problem. We'll get on the water one way or another.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't always have to be in a nice, big, flashy bass boat. Anything that'll get you out on the water, and if the boat fits the lake, then hey, you're out fishing. And if you can't get a boat on the water, I guess then shorelines will have to do. And
it's a tough shoreline on that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of muskeg on that lake, from what I can see.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay, well, I want to thank you for coming on to the show, and we'll have you definitely back on again, and you and I will get out on the water, and we'll get out there and give some fish some sore mouths, and we'll have fun doing it, and we'll have you back on the show again. I thank you very much, Corey.
Perfect. Thank you, Robin.
Your outdoor lifestyle brand.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones, sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticksandstones.ca.
Strike Pro, casting into the future, the secret weapon of your tackle box. Strike Pro lures have been the choice of many anglers around the world and have won many fishing tournaments and competitions worldwide. Whether you're a tournament pro or a recreational angler, don't go fishing without lures from Strike Pro. Remember, limit your catch and release for the future.
When winning is on the line, the winning line is McCoy. McCoy's Advanced Super Braid uses polymer saturated Spectra fibers to create a super strong, super tough premium line. Reinforcing the Spectra fibers gives our braided line greater resistance to breakdown and deterioration, UV exposure, and eliminates water absorption. McCoy's Super Spectra braid is 15% stronger and 5x more abrasive resistant than similar diameter Spectrum lines.
Mona's Fish on Bait and Tackle, located in Elk Lake, Ontario. Featuring the best quality in live bait and tackle. Give them a call at 1-705-678-1155. Again, that's Mona's Fish on Bait and Tackle, 1-705-678-1155 in Elk Lake, Ontario.
The answer is revealed throughout evolution. Bass instinctively and aggressively attack egg-robbing turtles. The question is, what took so long to make the lure? Bombshell turtle, your missing link to catching more and bigger fish. The bombshell turtle is available in 3-inch size and 12 natural colors.
Eagle claw fishhooks. An American tradition and excellence that generations of fishermen have known to be the world's finest for over 60 years. That same technology goes into every Eagle Claw rod from the handle to the tip, and we make a rod for every fishing need. While you're not apt to ever have a problem with an Eagle Claw rod, you can be sure that we'll be there if you do. We're Eagle Claw of Denver. Eagle Claw rods are available at better sporting goods dealers worldwide.
New generation anglers
live on the water.
They want lures that entice strikes
and last all day, just like they do.
Because one more cast is never the last.
The feeling of the hook set, day or night, open or hard water. Nugent lures catch fish forever.
Visit Nugent.com and hook one on today.
At Windridge American Cocker Spaniels, we strive for healthy, happy, well-rounded cockers in mind, body, and soul. Beauty, health, type, and brains in a complete package. Our cockers are versatile to be in the field picking up birds and in the ring picking up blue ribbons. Windridge is home to the number 2 cocker puppy and the number 2 sporting dog puppy for the year 2012. Windridge is a mother-daughter team consisting of Lisa and Natasha Amiot, located in southern Ontario. We are a small kennel producing a litter every couple of years. All our puppies are raised in the house with kids and other animals for a well-socialized puppy with wonderful temperaments that any family can live with. Our dogs are pets first and foremost, always in our house, on our lap, or under our foot. Showing them to the championship is a bonus and a sport we love. Quality before quantity, always. You can contact us at 705-622-3697 or look us up on the web at wrcockers.com.
Internet inquiries brought to you by Team Roscoe Power Sports, your BRP product dealer in Kirkland Lake, Ontario. Give Tanner a call and he can help with your accessories, ATVs, snowmobiles, outboard products, fishing products. And give him a call at 705-567-4411. Again, that's Team Roscoe Power Sports.
Welcome to Internet Inquiries. This is where somebody would get a hold of Fishucation through the internet, through either email, Facebook, texting us, sending us an Instagram with a question, or via Twitter. Anyways, our guest today through the internet would be Chris Hobson, and he's located in Windsor, Ontario. Now, his question, Nathan, is how do I locate big northerns on a lake I have never fished before? You know, that's almost a loaded question because northern pike are all throughout Canada and a lot throughout the States. And locating them on different lakes is, northern have such a broad range of where they like to hang out and feed. How can we narrow that down? What are some of the things you would look for on a lake that you've never fished before for suspecting freshwater gator?
Well, like you said, they have such a broad range, but the biggest way to narrow it down is they go from all the way up shallow to right down to 20, 30 feet, maybe deeper. But the easiest thing to start looking for is structure. It doesn't matter the species of fish, they will always hold to some sort of structure. And I find that pike, you're usually start locating them. I'm usually looking for some sort of wooden structure or a rocky structure. They always seem to be holding on that. And then once you locate them, you can move up and down your depth and try and figure out where the big ones are holding.
Okay, so you're just keying in generally on structure. Now, I'm going to pick that apart a little bit and try and give Chris a little bit more detail as to what kind of structure to look for. First and foremost, I guess the most popular structure would be some kind of natural growth weed cover. Usually, whether it's eelgrass, cabbage, or coontail, or lily pad fields, pike will usually be hanging on the edges of that type of a weed cover just because their body style, they're long, narrow, they're very fast, but they love to sit and wait in ambush and shoot out and strike at whatever they're going to hit. That's probably your number one key to looking for these fish. The other would be log overhangs or rock piles, somewhere that they can lay in wait in either the shadows or alongside something for unsuspecting bait fish to come by, or for an angler's bait for that matter. What do you think about that?
Well, like I said, I agree with that. They're one of the biggest predator fish out there, and are one of the most common in Canada anyway. And they have a very short but fast strike range, so they're usually waiting, like you said, in the weeds or under an overhang log, waiting for the bait or bait fish to come in front of them, and they'll hit it before anything has time to react.
Yeah. Now, northerns will, react to a lot of different types of baits, from subsurface to topwater to jigs to deep diving crankbaits. But usually they are structure orientated. Not too often will you find them out in open water just cruising around, unless the bait fish have moved offshore and have pulled the northerns out there. And the way their eye set is structured on their body, they'll usually see things from right in front or above them, and they'll condition their strike to that. And they're notorious for chasing a bait and following it all the way up to the boat and then striking as it's just being removed out of the water. So one of the things I've learned over the years, and I know I've seen you do it, is just before you get your bait out of the water, stop and hesitate and just let that bait flutter in the water for, a second or two. So many times we've missed strikes and learned from it of fish coming up and striking right at the very last minute at the boat. As it's being cranked in, it's got their interest, but sometimes it's moving just a little bit quicker than they want, and that sudden stop, and all of a sudden they flash up and hit it. I know you've had some fun with catching fish like within a foot of the boat before, and it's been good. The strikes are quite hilarious at times, aren't they?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most fun way to hook a nice northern. I actually had my cousin out on the weekend, and I was showing him that he never really thought of that, never done it before, and he was having a blast catching them right at the side of the boat, watching them follow up and strike right at the boat.
Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting and a fun way to do it.
Definitely makes it a lot more challenging too, but also adds a lot more fun to it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have to get Chris Hobson his swag Fishucation and gift pack off like we do every week here on Internet Inquiries. So I'll be getting an email off to Chris asking him his mailing address, and we'll get that off to him. And hopefully we get more questions out there, and we can provide you with the answers on Internet Inquiries here on Fishucation.
Fishucation brought to you by these fine sponsors: Texarillo, the ultimate roadhouse band; Strike Pro, casting into the future; Bombshell Turtles, the answer is finally revealed; Eagle Claw rods and reels; Mona's Fish On Bait and Tackle; McCoy Fishing Line; Team Roscoe BRP Products; River Run Resort in Sessakinnack, Ontario; Hunters Bay Marine, Legend and Triton Boats; Sticks and Stones outdoor lifestyle brand, hunting and fishing apparel.
It's Friday morning and the weekend's here, and I've been working like a dog. I just can't wait to hit that lake, reel me in a hog. So I call up the boss, said, listen, hoss, I ain't making it to the station. It's a mighty fine day and I'm itching to play. I'm gonna start my Fishucation. If it's a high pound test you're looking for, I bet I could lower you in. We know the deal on rods and reels, shiny things that spin. So stay a while, don't touch that dial, you might find some inspiration. And I'll take your call, hook, bait and all. We're gonna start our Fishucation. Our Fishucation. Our Fishucation.